Well, there are thousands of people waking up in temporary accommodations this morning after fleeing the Jasper wildfire. And a lot of those spaces are in communities along the BC-Alberta border. There are locals, visitors, seasonal workers, all had to evacuate Monday night. This is what it looked like. This is following that late night order to get out. So the safest route is west into BC, where they have now sheltered in communities like Valemount Village. Joining us this morning on what it looks like in that area right now is Valemount's Mayor, Owen Torgerson. Good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Anne-Marie.
We're going to get to how many people are there in just a moment. But first of all, I know you've been out in the community. What have evacuees been telling you about that scary trip through the night from Alberta into BC?
As you can imagine, conditions change very quickly. I can't imagine being woken up and just be told, head west. The thousands of evacuees joined us here in Valemount in just about an hour's notice, and hats off to our volunteers and our internal services for initially receiving that impact. And then, of course, with the external resources that we received from all of our partners, I don't know if it couldn't have gone better.
Yeah, when the order came to just head west, we spoke to some evacuees yesterday who were saying they kind of like loaded up the car and thought they could get out fast, and then they couldn't because there were so many people on the highway. Some of those people landed in your village. My understanding is there's about 1,000 regular residents there. How many evacuees have you welcomed since Monday?
We estimate around 16,000.
16,000. How are you servicing all of them?
Most of them have moved on. Again, we were just the initial receiving party for giving them the best information that we had at the time. That, as you probably know, there's no cell service between Jasper and Valemount. So along that 80-kilometer stretch of highway, we've received a lot of messaging from family members saying, wow, thank you. We couldn't get a hold of our son, daughter, cousin, aunt. And so knowing that they landed in Valemount to receive information that we had just made their evacuation that much better.
One of the great things about small communities like Valemount is people are used to helping out their neighbors, lending a helping hand. What kind of stories are you hearing and learning? And I understand, Mayor, that you yourself were out there directing traffic on the night that people were coming through.
You find a role to play in these situations, whatever small role that might be, and you just do it the best you can. Again, hats off to our internal resources, our team here in Valemount. The regional district, Fraser-Fort George, who would be like a county, opened up a community recreation center for us, just so folks could just get a rest shortly after they evacuated.
Around how many people do you have in the village right now, and what are your plans in the days to come?
We'll just keep reassessing. We're involved in a stakeholders engagement with Parks Canada. To your question, we probably have just over a couple of thousand evacuees.
And how long are you able to continue providing services for them? I mean, there's shelter that you're providing. What else comes along with that?
We're conveying the message that for evacuees, especially those that are year-round residents of the township of Jasper, to register with their ESS services in Alberta, to report to the evacuation reception centers in Grand Prairie and Calgary.
Yeah, my understanding is those are filling up fast. Hey, listen, Mayor, before I let you go, you yourself are a little more than 100 kilometers away from Jasper. Is your town at any risk of fire?
Not due to the Jasper fire. Within the national park, we have a small thing in between us. It's called the Rocky Mountains. But we're not out of the woods here. We have a couple of wildfires burning within proximity of Valemount. And again, we're just constantly reassessing in the days ahead.
I always like to check in with mayors of communities like this about what this experience has been like for you. So, when you take over a position like being mayor, you don't often imagine being the center of this big emergency that's going on. What has stood out to you in the last couple of days?
Just what I've always known, that Valemount is a caring community and will bend over backwards to help our neighbors.
And I know that there are thousands of people, I mean, among those 16,000 of people that pass through that are really appreciative of that kind of spirit. Mayor Torgerson, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.